Welcome to another video that has nothing to do with art here on my art channel. So I've wanted a pet gecko for a while. When I was a kid, I hated geckos because of the whole gecko thing. However, if I was an animal, I would probably want to be a lizard. I like it dry and warm, which is why I live in Phoenix, and I too would like to spend the majority of my day sleeping. Also, I'm very tired right now. It's almost 10 p.m. and I haven't slept in 2 days. I'm dying. Anyway, back to the gecko thing. Despite the fact that geckos are very easy to maintain pets, they are a long-term commitment. So right now in our household we have 2 dogs and 2 mice. Part of the reason I decided to get the mice is because they only live to 1 or 2 years. So they're a very low commitment pet. You get them and you take care of them and you give them the best life you possibly can, and then you don't have them in 2 years. And it's sad, but life goes on. Getting a dog was a very big decision for me. I spent a fair bit of time going to different pounds and adoption centers to find the right dog, and I found Ben, and he is my wonderful, wonderful best friend. I love him so much that I want to buy a house for him. How very millennial of me. But one of the main reasons that I haven't gotten a gecko is because they live to be like 20 years old. I've heard stories of geckos living into their 30s. If I have a gecko for its entire lifespan, I will be almost 50? That is a long-term commitment, but I think I'm finally ready. Now, before I actually get a gecko, I want to be a responsible future pet owner and make sure that they have a good enclosure to come home to. So right now I'm going to show you all of the things that I have bought in preparation for our new family member, and we're going to set up a tank. So for people who have a lot of geckos or professionally breed geckos, something I see them recommend a lot is not to buy geckos from big chain stores. They really don't seem to know that much about their geckos, and they don't really treat them that well. So it's generally better to support independently owned reptile shops. The reptile store that I am probably going to get my gecko from is Predators, right? I think it's Predators Reptiles. Predators. We are at Reptile store in Mesa. Welcome to Predators. Look at them. They're very knowledgeable. They've got a pretty good range of stuff. Some of their prices are actually comparable to what I'd find online, which is very nice. So I bought a ton of stuff from them just because I want to support them as a local business, even if some of these things I could probably get cheaper online and or at pet stores. So first of all, we have a 30-gallon tank that has been reoriented so that it can open from the front. And we also got a cabinet from a Goodwill for $6 so we can put all of this stuff inside of it. So for their food and general health, I have 2 types of calcium and a multivitamin. Apparently geckos need 2 different types of calcium, one that can just sit out and one that goes in their food. And the main difference is that one has D3 and one does not. Zoomed Rept Calcium is probably the most common brand I see. It is very important for your reptile to have proper nutrition. Vitamins, the foundation of life. Next we have a reptile heating pad. This goes underneath the tank so that they can have a warm spot because they are cold-blooded animals and they need a place to go and absorb some heat. There's a specific reason why people generally recommend under-tank heating pads rather than lighting for heating, and I don't remember the reason. Maybe you need to go watch a gecko channel instead of an echo channel. This was probably the most expensive thing that I got for them, but I wanted to make sure that it was big enough for the large space that I'm giving my gecko. This should cover about 1/3 of the tank. Set that right there. Next we have some lining and substrate. So I've seen a couple people using felt sheets as a reptile carpet. Yes, I know these are not my colors. I want my gecko to have their own colors. This is their brand, not mine. I don't even have the gecko yet. Anyway, these are some felt sheets just to line the very base of the tank. Next we have paper towels, something people also use to line their tanks. I'm probably going to be using a combination of both felt and paper towels, and I'm just going to see what the gecko likes, and if they don't like the felt, I might actually switch to EcoEarth coconut fiber substrate. So the main reason that I got the coconut substrate is actually so that I can put it in the humid hide. Geckos are supposed to have a minimum of 3 hiding places. One should be a warm hide that's on the warm side of the tank, one should be a cool hide that's on the cool side of the tank, and one should be a humid hide that is meant to stay moist to help them shed their skin. At least that's what I've gathered from all the gecko videos I've watched. So for the humid hide, I have this plastic Tupperware container that I plan on just making a hole in. A lot of people do that just because it's plastic and it's sealed, so it helps keep in moisture and stuff. And I'm just gonna fill that with the EcoEarth. I actually got this at Goodwill. So I got a kind of small half log to put on the warm side so that they have like close closer access to the heating pad. Half-log shelter for all kinds of reptiles. And then for the cool side, I got this nice little ceramic cave. I think this will be a pretty good cool place for them, especially if I put some like cold water on top. And then I also got a coconut. I have one of these for the mice and they really like it, so I thought why not. These are pretty tried and true. It's a nice, straightforward, simple shelter. Very good. I also got a temporary thermometer and humidity gauge just because I have a really fancy one that I want to buy from Amazon and it's gonna take a second to get here, but I want to have the tank ready just in case I impulsively decide to bring a new family member home. A very planned impulse. So while we were at Goodwill, I found a bunch of dishes that I really liked and I bought them because I couldn't help it. So for geckos, you need 3 dishes. There's one for food, one for water, and one for calcium. For the water dish, I found this giant kidney plate. This might be a bit much, but the tank is kind of big, so I thought it's like a swimming pool. It's kind of smooth, so I'm a little worried that they're gonna have some difficulty climbing on this, but I think that's gonna be a reasonable water dish for a baby gecko. It's very shallow. And then for a food dish, I found this. It's a mustache, aka the coolest gecko feeding dish ever. There's gonna be like 10 worms in this. They do not need one this size, but I don't care. It's a mustache. And last but not least, the calcium dish. I'm not sure if this is a candle holder or a coaster or something, but it's very nice. It's made of stone, so I can just put a little bit of calcium in there and it'll be perfect. My gecko is going to have an aesthetic, a brand, if you will. And then next we have foliage. On the way out, we also saw this small grapevine. I just threw it in the cart. I found these nice purple and green hanging vines. We don't settle for green in this house. It's like a pretty purple hanging vine. I like it a lot and I hope my gecko will as well. And then I also got some red reptivines. They kind of look like fall leaves almost. I mainly got these because they have the little like suction cup things and they're on a wire vine, so they'll be easy to maneuver. They're a little green, but it's okay. And then while we were at Walmart, I saw this tiny green grass for $1 and now I have it. But wait, there's more, because we went to the clearance section and they had these wire leaves for $1, so I bought 3. Probably won't use all 3, but still, very good bargain. Now I just have backup leaves forever. The last thing that I got at the reptile store was this little tarantula enclosure, mainly because it's very aesthetic and I'm just gonna use it for when I need to gut load crickets. It's just a nice looking container to have on top of the tank gecko food. Also, while we were at the dollar store, I saw these long tweezers and they seem like they'll be really good for feeding. Also, it was $1, so I grabbed them. I've also purchased mealworms and I'm probably gonna get some crickets too. So now that all of that is done, I think the only thing left to do is go get the gecko. But first, a word about our sponsor, HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. So HelloFresh makes cooking simple and easy. They send you all of the ingredients pre-measured and a 1-page set of instructions on how to cook the meal. They have more 5-star recipes than any other meal kit, and I have yet to find a single recipe that isn't delicious. Even foods that I normally don't like tacos and coleslaw, HelloFresh has somehow found a way to make those foods delicious. They're also super flexible. They have tons of options if you want to add desserts or extras like cookie dough or garlic bread. You can do that very easily. They have vegetarian options, low-calorie options, family sizes. There's a lot to choose from. I've kind of got a good situation with my roommate going where I pay for HelloFresh and she cooks most of the meals. I spend a lot of time editing, okay? And HelloFresh is now from $5.66 per serving. If you want to get started with 8 free meals, that's $80 off your first month's purchase of HelloFresh. You can go to HelloFresh.com and use promo code ECHO80. Look at that magic crusted chicken. Okay, now let's go get a gecko.
What do you want me to go grab?
Doesn't smell crickets.
Cool.
Yeah, I've got
Do you have
mealworms,
calcium?
but
Do you have
yeah,
calcium?
I've got calcium vitamins. Lizard friend is in there. First, I'm gonna set this up for the crickets. Feed the food. Calcium. That's a start. I should be gut loading these worms, but I just want to make sure that she has some sitting out for now. Cute. So the pet store said that this is probably a girl gecko, but they're too small to tell. I guess my lizard friend is just gonna hang out in the traveling dish for now. What are you doing, friend? She's probably just very comfortable right now, so I'm just gonna let her chill for a bit. Is she gonna? Are you gonna move? So I think it's just now hitting me that I actually have a gecko. So I knew that if I got a boy gecko, I was going to name him Randall after Randall from Monsters Inc. And because Randy is a cute name, I'd be okay with a girl named Randy. Gender's just a people construct anyway, so I would appreciate some suggestions in the comments. I'll put a poll up here so you guys can choose. Let me know what you think. Oh, hello, Ben. Oh, hello, how are you? What are you doing? Weirdo. That's a sausage. Oh, so cuddly. Thank you for coming with me on this lizard-filled adventure. You get 1,200 awesome points for making it all the way to the end of this video. I'm gonna go bask in the glory that is our new family member. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you later. Goodbye!